Hello. We are live. Yes, we are live. And Gandhi has just resubbed for 12 months. Yippee! So hopefully Nutty's microphone is way better. She's got a brand new mic. To me it sounds weird, but everyone else seems to be fine. I think it's terrible.
You're just weird, so...
But you're just as weird. And you were late, so we're going to dock you 10,000 XP for being late.
Awesome.
And you got the wrong
That's a
backdrop.
bit mean.
Well, we got the extreme. We got Nutty now, who's actually really good, and Adam, who is super quiet as usual.
Donald, are you playing skaters tonight?
Yeah.
Actually looks like he's just got out
Campaign
of bed.
crossover.
You're not feeling well, my son.
Huh?
You're not feeling well. You just look like you got out of bed.
Yeah, something like that.
You were up all night gaming, weren't you?
No.
Liar. Goddamn lies. Anywho,
Well, it would probably
yeah, you might want
rust.
to change your backdrop there, Crash.
Yeah.
But welcome everybody. There should be audio. Please, audio. Yes. Yeah, I didn't have it turned on. You have audio.
You might want to change the hooflung dung down the side, the extension.
But not changed.
Oh, that's what confused Trashy.
Might even want to turn much more.
Probably because I was actually a bit closer and leaning into it.
Leave it then. I would just extension, change it. Gotta have the right character information, otherwise people like Trash Man. But how's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone?
Long and tiring.
A few of us have been playing Baldur's Gate 3. Game drove me insane today. Great game. Don't get me wrong.
Work out all right with multiplayer.
Yeah, the multiplayer's pretty buggy at the moment, but it's definitely pretty cool. They definitely need to work out a way of keeping the group together, because run off and do their own thing, and by anchor. Someone can get into a combat way off screen, you don't know what's happening, and try, help me, and they die, and it's like, oh, we'll stay with the group.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
fine.
the way the actual D&D happens anyway?
Pretty much. But
Yeah, I like
a lot of
fact
the other,
that there is no anchor.
original Baldur's Gate had an anchor where you couldn't get too far away from your party, but you couldn't character off too far up before it sort of hold you to it. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I had today was I played for a couple of hours, and during that time I was going through the Goblin camp, got the Goblin leaders, which I did. I mean, it took a while to do it. It's one thing I will give it, is not an easy game. I have died and reloaded, so. But managed to kill the Goblin leaders, had to go back to the Druid Grove and talk to the Druid leaders and stuff, saved the Druid Halson. And they said, okay, we'll cure for the thing. I had to go back to the Goblin camp and try and get through the Goblin camp Underdark. Now, because I'd killed half the goblins there, a lot of the goblins were hostile towards me. So I made the mistake of trying to go through the front door. Not a good idea. Up in a combat with 4v12. Even though they're all level 1s, only had 10 hit points each, there was a lot of missing going on. And when you got 12 combatants shooting arrows and stuff, I ended up dying. But the game had not auto-saved in 2 hours. I did not make a manual save. I lost all that progress because I had not saved. I was angry. Super angry. So I raged pretty hard, and I haven't played again the rest of the day. But I will go back and at some point. I've done that so many times. Can't tell if someone is asleep or I can hear a rattlesnake. I can't hear any rattling, so it must be you, Drax. But this is D&D. I mean, I like it. I like the game. I like how it plays. I look forward to the bug fixes, and I look forward to more content. Definitely look forward to playing a bit more multiplayer once they fix the crashing and stuff like that. They had dropped a couple of hot fixes last couple of days, which has improved that. So, but
Just a thing, Roasted now knows not to let people vote on what he should do.
Who's that?
Roasted.
Oh, really? Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Were you streaming it?
He did, yes.
With the extension. Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna do that, and I thought, nah, I wouldn't trust my viewers not to fucking. I wouldn't trust my viewers not to fuck me over, eh?
Yeah, we screwed him over pretty bad.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, it is pretty cool how the whole system does allow you to do that live on stream. So I thought it was pretty cool across the board. But without further ado, we should get into the recap for this session and jump into combat, which is where you guys left off. My combat light on. I have made an adjustment to the way that my stuff is set up, so when the combat is on, I'm probably going to be off camera a little bit. That's fine. We can deal with that. You guys don't really need camera. You can see, can't see Nutty in the chat can see Nutty in the background, kind of, but not for long. We're going to turn over to DM for the recap. Yoink! Right, recaps from last week. We'll go straight into that music because there we go. Right, so last we left off, you were summoned to the Lord of Valonde Corum's manor. Once there, you kind of apologized for setting off the town alarm. Kind of not, but he had other things more important to talk about anyway. He informed you that Evldoa would be asked and appointed the commander of the newly formed Dragon Scale Militia, which Evldoa reluctantly seemed to agree to, which would eventually be protecting the city of Valonde during the final attack in 90 days. So during and has also his intention to announce to the realms the return of Evldoa the White, champion of men, and to reveal once of realms. So during the days leading up to the announcement, you all spent some time helping Namaris return to some semblance of her former self, regaining some of her skills, albeit it's going to take a bit more than a week or so to build herself back up physically. This will come over the next, but definitely have rebuilt her confidence and ability to fight. After some time, it was then the announcement was sent out via the top of the Arcanus Potterum Tower, spread across the realms, forum announcing to everyone that new militia had been formed, that Evldoa had also returned and was aiding men once more. Evldoa then revealed herself in her great form, and for the most part, everyone was somewhat happy and pleased to have the aid. There was very few people that didn't be happy about it. Can't please everybody has. Once that was all taken care of, it was then decided that it was time to hunt out the leader of the current fang, the Triplets. We were given some information by Garrick, which led you to a somewhat hidden entrance to an underground safe house outside the northern side of the city of Baham. Once gaining entrance to the safe house catacombs, you met and were confronted by Leondondus or Orinthia, the Centaur Guardian of the Inner Chamber, who presented you with a challenge, a riddle, which was kind of uncannily solved by Namaris with a display of extreme intellect, which he's never really shown before. But nonetheless, the riddle was solved and you gained entry. Once into the safe house, Kendra informed you all that she knew you were there and why you were there and invited you. Entering the central chamber, a trap was set off initially, again by Alessandras, who managed to actually find and disarm a trap previously to that, but again back to your usual tricks of setting them off with their face. And the firing an initial arrow at Kendra to start the battle. Kendra then surges forward, making an attack, and then all of a sudden the lights were extinguished. Were plunged into darkness. Het, who has the ability to see in pitch blackness, saw a giant spider skittering along the roof, the rear end of this chamber. A little bit of back and forward. Brothers entering the fray, revealing themselves from the shadows, attacking Het and Fiala, and then disappearing once again. A fairy fire was also cast on some of the crew, revealing some semblance of light in this room, not enough to really see what's going on, but Fiala, Namaris, and Alessandros are all now outlined in dim violet light. The stag, which was cast by Fiala, also giving some light in this room as well. And this is where we rejoin our adventurers, our heroes, as they battle with the triplets in the catacomb. Switch back over to our battle map there. See, we're going to go right back to the initiative board, top of the initiative board, which where we started last week with Alessandros. The twins had stepped into the room, made an attack at Fiala, made an attack at Het, dealing some significant damage, and then left in darkness once again. The room is in complete darkness apart from you and Fiala and Namaris, who are outlined in a violet blue hue, and the ethereal stag, which Fiala has cast, giving off a slight light as well. But it is your turn. You can hear the skittering on the roof, yet you cannot see what it is, but you definitely can.
So what my turn is it?
It is you're starting the initiative, friend.
Yeah,
At the moment, you can see nothing more than 15 feet in your direction. Hear the movement above you. Can't see it. And not see the rest of outside of light.
move. So on the right side.
You are right there.
Okay. Move in between Het and Fiala.
Move yourself between Het and Gala. This illuminates Het a little bit in this light as well.
And just ready in action.
James, I'll allow you guys to hold an entire turn if something happens. Hold you the rest of wish. So with that, we then move down the initiative order, and Het, you are now up, sir.
Het is feeling rather destroyed from the previous attack. Het will move 10 feet towards the large white deer within its effect, if that would be good.
No problem. You move into the effects of the white stag. All right, buddy. and
Zone.
he will gain the. Does he moving into it? Does he get a heal, or is it only on the stag's initiative turn? On your turn, does it happen?
It'll be on his turn.
It'll be on
At the
his
start
turn.
of his turn.
Start of his turn. So you will get. What's the heal that they get when they move into the aura?
I'm looking it up. 1d6 hit points.
So I'll get you to roll that, Fiona, please.
Oh,
So as Hep moves into the stag's healing aura, you receive 1d6 HP.
just 3.
Three.
Sorry.
You bask in the warmth of the aura of this ethereal stag as you gain 3 hit points.
And at the same time, he pulls forth his. That'll be the loot. He'll pull forth his loot.
That thing that he carries all the time.
That thing he carries that he should know the name of. And he says, I'm the medicine man! And he also cure wounds himself, but he activates the loot's ability and drives that healing up.
No problem, do all your heal, please.
And that is 6 plus. That is 9 healing he gives himself.
9 healing you give yourself. Right. Is that your turn?
That is indeed.
But it is at this point that all of you start hearing a hissing sound coming from above you. I will everybody roll a saving throw, please. As a noxious cloud starts to above you. Fills the Mars.
I rolled a 23.
Okay, you start to cough and choke on this this gas, and but it doesn't seem to hit you somewhat. You've got a pretty hardy constitution. Bad hit.
That is an 8.
An 8. You, my friend, will take 9 points of poison damage as this noxious gas fills your lungs, and you start to choke as it fills the room. Sadiq.
I smell the gas go. Jesus, hit with a 22.
And you're also fine. You and Namaris have a pretty strong constitution, and again, it catches in the back of your throat, makes you cough and splutter a little bit, but it does not affect you any further than that. Yayla/Ildri,
19.
you're also okay. Again, catches in your throat, same thing. It's very sharp and very toxic, but it doesn't seem to affect you somewhat. Alessandros.
8.
Also take 9 points of poison damage as the toxic gas fills your lungs, causing you to cough and convulse. With that, Namaris, it is now your turn. At this point, you are unable to see anyone.
That was going to be my next question. But I can hear stuff above me, right?
Yes.
How high is the roof?
Okay.
Hang on.
Lost Michelle.
Right, so how high is the roof?
Yeah.
Feelings, you don't not sure how hot it is. You can't see. I said you don't have dark vision. Blackness apart from though of purpley blue hue.
I'm just gonna hold my
There's
turn.
actually a 20-meter radius from me. Radiant light.
Amaris is way out.
I'll just stand in the pitch black listening and hold.
And then we move down. It is now Kendra's turn, and with that, from the ceiling, right in front of you, Namaris, a heavy thud as Kendra, now a giant spider, drops out of the ceiling in front of you.
Well, if that's the case, then
You will get. You'll have to wait until after her turn to have yours, but we'll.
all right.
But she drops out of the ceiling. Right.
All right.
Bless
And
you, Nemo.
make an attack against you with a natural 1. That is a failure. As she lurches forward with her fangs trying to bite you, but doesn't seem to find purchase. And with that, you can now have your turn.
I will rage. And
Bonus
I-
action rage.
And I will swipe at her
Talk to
with
your microphone.
with my axe. No, my swax. With my sword. I'm gonna take a swing.
Talk to your microphone. We can't hear you if you're not talking to.
I'll move it then because my thing's over there. So I will swing with a 26 to hit.
I think that hits.
And so she will take 9. $12 damage.
Yep, with your +2 for rage.
Plus 3 now, yep.
+3 is. So yeah, this thing drops out of the sky right in front of you, and mute your microphone, please. Thing drops out of the sky right in front of you, and you sort of step back a little bit, and it strikes out and misses you. Retaliate, striking forth, and dealing a little bit of damage. The creature recoils with the damage, and then readies again. Alessandros, you were also holding an action. You would have, from you, there is enough light emanating from Neymaris at this point that you would see this giant spider now standing in front of her. In fact, all of you would get. So you will be able to use your action from the previous turn now as well.
All right, I'll use the Apollo's great bow.
Okay. Fire away.
22 to hit.
That hits.
3 damage.
That's 3 damage.
Yep.
Sneak attack. Opponent to 5 feet, so just 3 points of damage from the bow. Sneak attack damage.
6.
6 points of further piercing damage with the sneak attack. I'll allow you to have your second attack. You get 2 attacks in the attack action, so you can take your second attack.
Attack with bow again.
Fire away.
With a nat 1.
A natural 1. Second nat 1 of the night, and your arrow goes slightly wide. I need you to roll a d6 for me, with Neymaris standing between you and your target. The natural 1. 1 to 3, you will strike the floor beside your target. 4 to 6, you will strike Neymaris.
You
Sorry,
bloody
Neymaris.
Trouble.
Sorry, Neymaris. I got
Something I
4.
rage.
Roll a 4. So Neymaris, you will take 2 points of piercing damage as an arrow strikes you in the back of the thigh, which will be halved to 1 because you are raging.
It's the gas cloud. Sorry.
And with that, it is now Kilek's turn, with Fiona on board after that.
Killick will move within 10 feet of hit on the opposite side of the deer, not within the radius of the deer's effect. Killick will remain invisible.
Problem he is in. I probably should use the clear. No, I can't be funny. Get out right now. But he's invisible. Is that all Kilek is going to do at this point?
That is all for Killick, thank you.
Fiela, you're up.
I would like to move to the square to the right of my stag, please. And I would like to cast daylight in the room.
Whereabouts are you targeting your daylight? A targeted spell, or does it have to target someone or something?
I can target it on a place or an object. So I'm going to target it on the tip of my torch.
Okay.
My staff,
Your
like
staff.
a torch.
So you're going to cast daylight on your staff, and what is
Yes.
the radius of the daylight?
60 feet.
So 60 feet of full daylight, and then another 60 feet of dim light, I believe.
Yes.
If I'm remembering correctly. So this entire room is now lit up. Now see the entirety of the room, 60 feet in all directions, and glancing around quickly, you do not see the brothers, but you now all see clearly this giant spider that is in front of Mars.
All right. And
so is that an action or bonus action?
That's an action.
Excellent. Bonus action.
In my bonus action, I'm gonna tap my earring ascending and say, "I would, if we can, keep one alive," and that's my turn.
With that is now the brothers' turn. Very little shadows left in this room, with the light now emanating from Gala's staff, but they do appear. One appears out of the shadows on this side. The other appears out of the shadows on the opposite side, just stepping out of the shadow. What little shadow there is, they sort of just watch as they sort of melt into the room and stand then light. The first of the brothers looks around, sort of quickly taking in the room, and then surges forward. And makes attacks. He makes 2 attacks. Apparently there's a cat in the room too. Somewhere hiding in the shadow.
Kellic, is that you?
Blue spider sounds a bit like.
And the one thing you do
cat
notice about the brothers is their weapons are not swords. They are the shape of swords, but they're just what's emanating from their hands is just shadow. The first is a 19, second is a 25. So Fiela, you will take 20 points of necrotic damage, 20 points of piercing damage, and actually, sorry, 16 points of piercing damage, 20 points of necrotic, and 20 points of poison damage. Total of 56 points. What you will take from that attack. And end his turn there. Now his brother's turn. Almost mimics coming in beside the pillar there, pushing in past the stag and rolls straight into hit and makes 2 attacks against you hit. Both 14s.
That is misses on both parts.
Lucky for you. As he comes in wielding both weapons, spins one round above his head, comes down with a backhand strike, misjudges, strikes nothing but armor. The second coming across sort of between hip and thigh height and catches your leg armor. You feel the heft of the blow and thank your lucky stars that they did not breach your armor, but they are not messing about as much as it. And with that is their turn. Sadiq, it is.
I'm gonna charge up to the brother that's taking on Fiela and swing.
We'll give you advantage also because you are in a flanking position, coming up from his rear.
I don't need advantage. That was a natural 20.
Natural 20,
So
nice.
26.
That does hit.
I'm gonna roll the damage and keep that. And then 23.
Both hit.
Roll the damage for that one. Extra there.
Natural 20, guys.
So that is 37. 42 points of damage.
Ooh, 42 points of damage as Sadiq, now seeing a target, surges forward in aid of Gala, strikes forth with Helm's Vengeance, not Helm's Vengeance, Heavenly Executioner, strikes down at the brother, striking across his shoulder and back, opening up a very deep wound, indeed. He turns and just glares at you. You're now looking at him in the face. You can see that he is a very ashen-skinned dark elf. Almost completely white eyes. Even the iris, the center of the eye is almost milky white. They're definitely not blind, but it is very creepy indeed to be staring into the face of such a creature. Bonus action. I believe on a natural 20, you get an extra attack.
I think so. Wait a minute, I just gotta check that. I think
Out of
it's
your
a
feet. If I remember
critical
correctly.
hit. I do get an extra attack, yeah. Okay, so I'll take that extra attack.
To make your attack.
16?
That miss. So
Oh.
your third attack, as you are rallying yourself with your amazing damage on that first attack, strike it the third time, and this time he managed to parry with one of his. And what else?
Actually, I get one more attack because that's my second attack. No,
Rolled 2.
yeah, I've done 2. Yeah,
Done 2, yeah.
that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
So you're going to hold there.
Yep.
Don't move any further. So with that, we're back at the top of the initiative order with Alessandros. You are now able to see multiple targets. 2 drow males that have just weighed in on your healers, and the giant spider which is engaging with the fires.
So with that, swap to my pair of rapiers
Noted?
and move. I got enough movement to move around to the one that's attacking Het, don't I?
I would say so. Because the stag is ethereal, so you can move through that and get a
Oh,
d6
yeah.
healing if you have not
Yeah.
taken damage. Above
Yeah,
as
I'd
you go
like
through
to
it.
do that. I'd like to do that.
Yala, would you roll that, please?
That is a 6.
And Ellie is
How
prone.
how far is the aura for the stag? What's the distance?
I
10 feet?
believe. Let's see. I think it's just 5 feet.
Just 5 feet, so you have to literally move into
Yeah.
face-to-face combat. Cool, no problem. So that would be Het and Alessandros. So start of your next turn, you'll also d6 healing as well. So Alessandros, you've now moved through the stag, gaining 6 points of healing, and you are now at the back of your party. Get advantage, and you will back off.
Okay, first attack 24.
That hits.
5 damage. Plus 8.
Attack, so 5 and 8, 13 points of piercing damage. Your first attack, your second.
Fuck off.
What'd you roll?
That one.
Another nat 1, no way. So your second attack, the gas must be affecting you somewhat because your first attack was a pretty good strike and you managed to do a reasonable amount of damage. Second strike is parried. So with that, is that your turn, Alessandros? Is that all you're going to do? Well, that's all you can do. I noticed you both 2 attacks. You got a bonus action attack. With your
So
offhand.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll do the bonus action.
make another attack with your offhand.
18 to hit.
That hits. Damage.
11.
11 points of piercing damage. Offhand did better than your main hand.
I
know. Again, Alshana strikes out in frustration and finds her target. That will be Alshana's turn. Hit, you are up. You, sir, have this drow figure. Same thing, you're looking into his face, almost completely milky white eyes. A devilish grin with pointed.
Hit sees Fiela taking some massive damage, and with his loot in hand, giving her 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of healing.
Mark that down as you watch as Fiela again indeed is taking some serious damage, and you retaliate with some heals of your own. You will
Sorry, it was
also
a cure
gain.
wounds, not a healing word.
You will also gain a d6 of healing at the start of your turn with the stag. How long does the stag start for? It's an hour, isn't it?
I do believe so, yes.
Yeah.
I'll check.
So you'll also get a d6 of heals at the start of your turn. So Fiela, could you roll that, please?
It's a minute, by the way. But
Well, it will last this whole fight.
3 healing.
Another 3 points of
Thank
healing
you.
to you. The remainder of your turn, please.
So within that, hit will then, man, he's just going to stay right where he is.
So right in the thick of it.
Yeah, he will use his Earring of Sending to say, keeping us up would be the right idea. I don't know if we need to keep one of them alive so much as keeping ourselves alive.
And with
And
that,
That is
is
it.
now the turn of the lair. We have a lair action, guys, just so you know, the second of 3. You watch as the brothers sort of turn and glance at each other, and they both hold their hands up and both mutter an arcane word. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Damaris, you would have advantage on this throw.
Well, I rolled a 13, so my advantage wasn't that fantastic.
That would be a failure. So you will take. Roll it. Take 11 points of piercing damage, half to 5 for you. Rage.
Oh, sorry.
Hit. Your roll, please.
Hit also unlucky with 13.
Hit will also take 12 points of piercing damage as a volley of arrows is launched from somewhere in the back of the room. Zeke.
Ow, arrows.
24.
You will take half damage. So you will take 6 points of piercing damage. Gala
19.
will take half damage. 8 points of piercing damage. Elishandris
23.
take half damage. At unlucky for you, still 8. Half. You got the highest roll. So you, as the brothers cause the lair to react to the intruders, now Neymaris' turn.
I am going to take another swing at this spider in front of me.
Go for it.
I rolled an 11. Bloody arrows.
That was fortunately.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to rip the arrows out of my body and throw them.
Rip your own arms off and throw them.
Throw the arrows out of my body and throw them.
There are no arrows because magical. Or ethereal arrows. You see them when they're coming in. They dissipate the moment they hit. So, I mean, it would be a nice thing to try and do, but look down and there are no arrows. You only have the one attack at your level. Oh, really? Oh, I thought you were. I was pretty sure you had two. So roll your second attack.
That would be a 19 to hit.
That would hit.
And that is 16 damage.
16 points of slashing damage as you strike forth with your first attack missing, striking the ground as the spider moves, and the second finding its target. And with that, it is now her turn. And before your eyes, shifts her form back to her humanoid form. And grins as she looks at you. And is going to cast a spell and just blips out in front of you. Reappears back on her throne, the back of the room. Just behind Fiala's head on the camera. Not get an opportunity to attack because she literally just vanished. There is nothing to attack, unfortunately. See what you were thinking. Yeah. But that is her action. As a bonus action, she is going to find it, range it. Find the one bonus action. She doesn't have one, so you're lucky. Collect's turn. With Fiala on board.
Click gets the telepathic message. Telepathic. I'm going to English a little right through my dragon teeth. Hit gets a telepathic, gives a telepathic message to Collect, and says he's going to Collect to improvise by flying into the face of the dark elf in front of him.
Okay.
Just getting in his way, basically. It's the improvise action. You can decide what happens.
Roll a dexterity check for Collect.
Okay, Collect Dex. Let's see here.
It'll be Dex versus Dex. So I'll roll a Dex for brother.
God damn it. Collect rolls 8.
And the brother rolls a 14. Plus is +5, so it's a 19.
So Collect is just flapping around his head,
Yeah,
but
so
not doing too much.
He's there. It's a distraction. We'll say he's definitely up in his face, but the Drow does not seem overly concerned.
And Collect is now visible because he has
He
done
certainly
something.
is. I'll leave him where he is on the battlefield at the moment, but for all intents and purposes, he is flittering around the face and head of the Drow next to you.
That is all for Collect.
Fiala, you're up.
I would like to cast Mass Cure Wounds from myself. I think that covers everyone in 30 feet. And that is going to be 23 points of healing.
That will cover everybody.
Good.
So hit Maris, Alessandros, and Stick. You'll get how many points of healing?
23.
23 points of healing as Fiala casts Mass Cure Wounds. Did you make a con save for your last lot of damage to hit? I forgot.
No, and everyone should remember they are blessed too.
Yeah, don't forget you got your D4s. Can I just get you
I
make a... we won't do it for now. I forgot about it, so we'll leave it for now.
I made the save anyway with a 21, I think it is.
Yeah, you definitely made it. So with that is now the Drow's turn once again.
60.
Brother 1 turns to you, Sadiq, as you've now done some reasonably severe damage to him, and makes his 2 attacks at you. One will miss with a 9, the other will hit with a 24. You will take, sir, when I find the stats here, you will take 16 points of piercing damage, 20 points of necrotic damage, and 20 points of poison damage. So a total of 56 points of damage as he turns and looks at you and thrusts forward with one blade, which you managed to parry. Second blade, he cuts across your chest.
Wait a minute. So it's 20 points in necrotic?
20 necrotic, 20 poison, and 16 piercing.
And resistance gives you half damage, right?
Yep. So what resistance do you have?
Necrotic.
Right, so you'll
So
take
it
10
takes
points
it.
from necrotic, so it'll be 46 instead of 56. And that will be his turn. He will remain where he is. The brother 2 will continue to attack you, Het, as he sees you are casting healing spells. You notice, actually, what's the AC on the stag? Does the stag have an AC? I believe it does, doesn't it? He's going to attack it anyway.
Don't
so,
see one. It's ethereal. Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
so it's just a spell, isn't it?
It's a
Is it-
spirit ghosty thing. Yeah,
so
no.
it's
It's
concentration.
transparent. Yes.
You need to make a con save for your damage you took as well, so your DC will be 16. Quite a lot of damage.
14.
So the stag will drop. Got to remember that con saves on it. So the stag is now gone. But the room is still... is the sunlight a concentration spell? Just
No.
out of curiosity.
No.
So 2 attacks at you, Het. One is a 16 and the other is a 23.
The 16 misses and the 23.
Okay, so 56 damage again to you, Het. 20 necrotic, 20 poison, and 16 with a single attack. We lose Het. Freeze again.
Falls unconscious.
Het falls unconscious. So the bless will drop. With that, you watch as your friend Het is struck down in combat. Sadiq, it is now your turn. Remember, guys, make your death saves. Do not mark them on your sheets and keep them yourselves. DM me with your results as you go.
I'll find the bloody thing that I want to do. Disappeared on me. So I'm going to attack the guy and brand him at the same time, and I'll tell you what the brand is once I
Once you find it, no problem.
find it again. So it's that's a miss with a 14.
Doesn't miss.
That's definitely a miss as well with an 8.
2 misses from Sadiq.
Now where the hell's that thing I want to do? I'll be back with you.
No worries. So as Sadiq, seemingly concerned about hits falling in combat, strikes out at his assailant, but does not seem to find target. Back at the top of the initiative order, Alessandros.
attacking the drow
Problem.
or dark elf, whatever you want to call the damn thing.
No
I won't get sneak attack because Het's down now, isn't he?
He's still an ally within 5 feet.
All right.
And Gillig is there as well.
And Killick's there as well. Killick's in his
Yeah.
face, so
19 to hit.
that hits.
7 blade damage.
Guessing your second
6 sneak attack.
6 sneak attack, yes, sir. And now your second attack.
Fuck off.
Another natural 1.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's 3 natural 1s from Alessandro tonight. And your bonus action.
Yeah, attacking again. 16 to hit.
That misses. So your
And with that, I do action surge.
action surge, no worries. So that'll be your 2 attacks again. 2 main attacks. Actually, no, you can't. Your action surge is a bonus action, offhand attack, and bonus action, and not action surge.
It doesn't say that for me.
It's
Hang
a
on.
bonus action surge.
Okay.
So sorry, you'll have to save that for next time. Remember that's cost you a bonus action to action surge, as far as I remember. Double check, just sure, but pretty certain.
Yeah, it's not saying anything about the bonus action.
Action. Oh, that's second wind, sorry. Action surge. B. Superiority dot. All these multi-classing is
DM action surge is just an ability. He activates
ability.
it. He only gets X amount per short rest or long
that's
rest, I
right.
believe.
action surge once per short rest. So there you go.
Yeah.
Can action surge. So 2 more attacks, please. Thanks. It's been a while since I've.
No problem. I use it on my new character.
And Ali just got an inspiration.
Mark that
20.
down, Alessandros. You've just been given an inspiration from Blue Jay.
Thank you. So 25 to hit.
That hits.
7 damage.
7 damage. You will not get sneak attack damage on these attacks, but you standard attack. So second attack.
12.
That misses. But you surge. After missing your third attack, you get a little frustrated and just boost into a reaction and attack again, and you do find purchase on one of your attacks. With that, we are now hit your death save, please.
I have made it, and I will send it to you.
Thank you very much. We're now at the third and final lair action, as we need everyone to make a dex save. However, hit, you will automatically fail yours, so you'll need to add another failure, or a failure to one of your dex saves automatically, please. And Amaris, you will also get advantage on this because you see the fire coming.
18.
18, you succeed, you will take half damage. You will take 4 points, 4 points of fire damage. Zeke,
I got a 22.
the natural 20.
No, it wasn't natural.
22,
Nowhere
so
near
you will
natural.
take half as well, so that will be 7 points of fire damage.
Now the question,
Yes,
I have resistance to fire.
that's half again. So it'll
So
be 3.
4?
Round it down. So, yeah,
7.
take full damage. So you will take 11 points of fire damage. Alessandros,
20.
you will also take half at 7 points. And with that, it is now Nemaris' turn.
You're right, I'm going to turn around, because obviously that thing's gone from in front of me. And I'm going to look to see what's happening. I'm going to run into the one that's hovering overhead.
Okay.
I'm just going to with my swags.
Give you advantage on your first attack as you were flanking.
So please you did. Nat 20.
Natural 20! So maximum weapon damage plus your roll. First attack, please.
Hang on, I'm trying to work this out.
So what's your weapon damage normally? What dice does your weapon do?
28.
28
is
total?
Plus the next one, so it's 28 is total weapon damage for the first hit.
28, so your weapon does what? What's the dice on the
46
weapon?
plus 4. 4d6 plus 4.
Okay, so then you need to roll as well.
Just 16. Oh god, I can't math tonight.
And your rage damage. 3.
Plus 3. So it's 19, so 28 plus 19.
Don't add it up, I've already got it.
Okay.
Don't want to hurt your brain.
And my second one's a nat 20.
Second one is a nat 20. Again, holy crap. So 2 nat 20, so same again. 28, so 28, don't worry about adding anything up, just give me the base damage. So 28 is your first lot of damage, so what's your roll?
23. 23.
23 is your roll damage. With massive amounts of damage, mute your mic please. With massive amounts of damage as Nemaris comes screaming across the room, raging 2 natural 20s. Nemaris, describe how you remove this drow from the material plane. Massive attack.
Running at him, and I'm like, slash him through the middle and then come down right on his head. How dare you hurt my hat?
So you slash him through the center, and then come which opens up a massive wound across his belly as he turns as he hears you coming. Entrails start to spill out from this large wound, and then you raise your sword high above your head, turn it to the flat, and just cave his skull in. The final blow. And I mean cave his skull in. You leave a sizable dent, this drow's skull, and he drops with a heavy thud and a very squishy sound as deck. And that is your turn, I believe. And with that is now Kendra's turn, and seeing one of her brothers fall, she cries out, "You will pay!" And she casts spell. She will cast at you, Nemaris. 2 Eldritch Blast. 17 and an 18. Both hit, and you will do 16 points of force damage, which will take all of damage. So 16 points of force damage, which will strike you in the back as she casts spell from a distance. No one heard that because you.
Alright, I turn around and I'm like, "Arr!"
And with that, she then also casts. At you, Yela. Cast. So it doesn't. See a large line of purple and blue electrical energy spew forth from Kendra's hands, and it strikes you, but it doesn't seem to do anything. It doesn't seem. Feels like it tries to hold on to you, but it doesn't do anything. With that, it is now Collect's turn. And when Hit becomes unconscious, does Collect disappear or does he remain? I never
That is a
remember
good
that.
question. I never remember either. I'll
I'm
just read
pretty
it
sure
right now.
I'm pretty sure he's a fey creature, so I'm pretty sure he remains, not bound like a wizard's familiar.
No, it doesn't say anything
Okay,
in the
we'll
familiar
say he remains.
section.
So it is
The
Collect.
question is what we do.
Well, the thing is, I think when Collect will act independently to
Yeah.
protect his master, I believe.
I will see if you are cool with it. Kalek will use his movement, and he is on the face of the drow at the
He
moment.
was, yes.
He's going to use.
Froze again.
Sorry, what? Say that?
Yeah, you froze again for a second. I'd have to repeat that.
I'm having some crazy internet problems with the weather here, I think.
Yeah, no worries.
Kalek is going to do what any creature with a master would do and head towards his master's pack, which I believe is still within 5 feet of the enemy, so I don't think he leaves his range.
Correct.
And he is going to try and grasp a healing potion from Het's pack.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's
interesting.
dead, by the way, Het. The enemy's dead.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
right. The enemy's dead, but Hit doesn't know that. And
No,
Collect's
Hit
doing what
doesn't.
Collect's doing what Collect would do. I will allow it, actually, because they can carry things. He's dexterous, he's an imp. He can carry things up to 5 pounds. So I would say his entire action, movement, remainder of his movement, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'll allow it. He can give you a healing pot. From your back.
You'll allow him to give it as
I
well.
will
I thought that
I
would
will
be
allow-
just getting it out.
The action will get it out. Bonus action
Okay.
will to give it to you. I'll allow it. I think that's an interesting use of familiar. So I'll definitely allow that. So
Thank
with
you,
that,
George.
your Collect searches through your pack, finds the appropriate potion, and pours it down your throat. You cough and splutter, but you will regain. What potions did you have? Just a regular.
Just a regular healing bought from the shop, so I guess it's
10 points.
10 points
10 points
heal.
of HP as he pours the healing pot down your gullet. You
And
are conscious, spluttering and choking, but conscious. Yayla, it is now your turn as you watch. Because I'm just say you were watching this go on. You watch Hit fall. You were freaking out about that, and then you see Collect rummaging through his pack and finding a pot and pouring it down Hit's throat, and you watch Hit sputter back into consciousness.
Fiela is really getting furious when she sees Het go down, but she's trying to keep her cool and casts another Mass Cure Wounds from where she's at for 21.
21
And-
points. That's for everyone.
Yeah. And can I move to the drow and just shillelagh so that
You
I
can.
can, even though it's not really gonna hit, but what the heck?
Roll to hit.
Yeah, that's a 16.
That is brothers. That is a miss.
All right, and that's her.
That's her. So we are now up to the brother's turn, and the other brother that's still alive turns to see his brother fall quite spectacularly, and surges straight into you, Alessandros, which will give both Fiona and Sadiq attacks of opportunity. He doesn't seem to care. So Sadiq, one melee attack, please.
18.
18, that will hit. Damage.
Ooh. 23 points of damage.
23 points of slashing damage. Takes it. You hear the grunt of pain as he leaves your range, but he again doesn't seem to care. Fiala, your melee attack.
22.
That hits. And your
Um,
damage.
It is. Where is it? I'm not used to damaging with a staff. That's
think-
6.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
it's not huge. But again, it's enough. You both strike out and find purchase and attack him as he leaves your range, but he then weighs into you, Amaris, which would be an advantage because I forgot you guys are all covered. You and Fiala and Alessandra are all covered in fairy fire, so I forgot all about that. So you're lucky. Does not need it on that one, and a natural one on that. So missed for one, but still strike with second. You will take 20 points of necrotic damage, which will not be halved because of necrotic. You will take 8 points, which is halved already, so 8 points of piercing damage, and 20 points of poison damage, which is not halved. So you take 48 points of damage total. That attack as he surges in and just starts to wail on you. Misses with the first attack, striking your gauntlets. It's misjudged with the first, but the second finds his mark and deals a significant damage.
I just look at him and I'm like, is that all you've got?
With that, Sadiq, it is now your turn. I guess you're going to move back into melee range.
Move into melee and take a swing at this individual. 23 to hit.
That hits.
I'll roll that so I know. Alright. And
Second attack.
critical hit.
Natural 20. That'll give you a third attack also.
So it's maximum damage. So
Maximum weapon damage. So whatever your dice you roll, normally maximize that and then roll the dice again. So if your weapon is 2d12, it'd be 24 plus your modifier, and then you roll your damage. Don't add your modifier twice.
Okay. That'd be 16, 17. Okay, so the first damage was 17.
Yep. Critical
First
strike.
attack. The critical strike is 23.
3. Now you have a third attack because critical strike.
Dirty 20.
That hits.
Oh, that was the bow. I don't know how to roll that. And it's the same modifier, so it doesn't make a difference. And 24 damage.
24 damage. Another massive round of damage as you just slash forward at the back of this guy as he's hitting into Namaris, opening up several large wounds. You can see he's breathing heavily. Blood is gushing from everywhere. He does not look healthy at all. Not quite enough to take him down though. We're now back at the top of the initiative order. Alessandros. Alessandros, you can now see this guy. He is breathing heavy. He's got blood running from several wounds. He is just not looking at all.
Switch my focus to the caster.
Okay.
So swapping to bow.
So we will use your movement to swap to your bow. Fire. Axe. Not, however, gets.
Where to go? It's here somewhere. I know it is. Where is it? So with that, I use Arcane Shot.
Okay.
And use the Shadow Arrow.
Problem. Roll to hit.
I don't need to roll to hit.
Don't on that. What's the save on that?
Wisdom save 14.
He fails with a 4.
So that is 7 points of psychic damage. And she cannot see more than 5 foot until the next turn.
As you strike out with your arrow, you draw, you hold your breath, you fire, and you find your target, and the energy courses through, and you see her grab her head. Ah! She then looks up, and she's looking around. What have you done? No! And with that, anything else you wish? I don't believe you get a bonus action with your bow. you have a bonus action, you can attack with it. Have any other bonus action?
So I can attack again?
No.
No.
You have no movement left. Not with the bow. If you've got two-handed, you can't attack. Bonus action. Offhand rapier. I don't know that you have any other bonus actions. Make up. So you have like second one.
Apparently I get an extra attack.
Not on a bonus action. It's only if you have
Okay.
bow.
Alright, then that's it.
So as you hit, it is now your turn. You are prone, but alive.
Hit stands up, very upset and very bloody. Hit then pulls forth the symbol of the rattlehead, looks angrily at the first. What's the closest drow? Is that one just in front of me? Is it 10 feet away?
They are all dead.
Ah, damn it.
Except for the one that's on the opposite side of the room.
My video is laggy, unfortunately.
Yes, so the one that's behind Fiella's head and on the camera, which I'll actually move.
Sweet. How does she look?
See her just what she's up on a throne behind Fiella's head there. She has taken some damage, but not a lot. But she is looking very confused at the moment. Hands in front of her face, sort of looking around, looking rather distraught.
How is she? Hit will move forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. God, this is tough. Hit is so upset. He is so mad he went down again in the fight. Hit is going to... She is less than 120 feet away, right?
He is less than 120.
Hit is going to hold forth his skull with the symbol of the Steel Lady, and he is going to say, Steel Lady, guide this bolt as if it were aces high. And at the same time, he flicks the switch on his lute for maximum boost. And at 4th level, he casts Guiding Bolt down in her. A great column of light. 4th level critical because of the switch on the lute.
And the damage.
That is 42 radiant damage.
Ooh. And does she get a save for that?
She does not. It's a roll to hit.
I'm gonna interject on that. I'm also gonna do as a reaction. If she has any resistance to radiant, she doesn't now.
Only do that on you.
No, it's
Was that
just
a
a
signal?
reaction of a yeah. It's
Yes, I remember that. I have read that in the book.
yeah, Bloodkeeper. I'm gonna do it.
She doesn't have any resistance to radiant, so you're okay.
No,
But
doing it anyway.
anyway,
Just for the
so it's what, 42 points of radiant damage?
Correct. And that was a 19 to hit, but maximum crit anyway because of the
Yes.
loot.
That definitely hits. So yes, the great column of radiant energy just emanates from above her, bathing her in radiant light. She cries out in absolute pain as she takes a massive amount of damage. When the light dissipates, you can see the burn marks and exposed skin on her face and neck and one of her arms, and her armor is somewhat smoking at this point. That's your turn hit.
Yeah, Hit will stay where he is. So
And with that, Amaris, it is your turn.
How close can I get if I run at her?
Probably won't quite get there unless you dash. We'll get that close within 20 feet of a dash. Lose your action.
Alright, I'll dash and I'll get in her face and I'll just "Rawr!"
But that is your turn. You don't have a bonus action, do you? Still raging. With that, it is now her turn. she now can see this. She could not see you until you got into her face. Now that you're in her face, you sort of come out of the darkness at her. So this lasts to the end of her turn, Trash? Or the end of your turn?
A creature hit by the arrow takes 2d6 psychic damage and must succeed a wisdom saving throw, or unable to see anything farther than 5 foot away until the start of the next turn.
So the start of your next, that'll be your next turn that she'll be able to see.
Yeah.
That's fine. So she can only see Nymaris at this point, who is now standing in her face. So with that,
Sorry, also DM the next attack on her because of the spell I cast.
Is
The next
advantage?
attack on her is advantage, correct?
really noted. So with that, she is going to. She is going to cast. Nymaris, you need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
That would be a nat 1.
That would be a failure. You guys are probably able to see at this point a twisted crown of thorns, ethereal thorns, appears around Nymaris' head and glows with a sort of purple-blue hue. So Nymaris, on your next turn, while this effect is on you, what's it? You must use your action for moving on each of your turn, and you must make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that I mentally.
It's not psychic, is it? Sweet.
It's a charm spell. So the target can act normally on its turn if I choose, if no creatures or none of us will reach. So basically, until you can make the save at the end of your next turn. But at the moment, you are now under the control of Kendra. So with that, is now Click's turn.
Apologies in advance, group.
Kalik hit orders Kalik to grab the last healing potion in his pack. Actually, and Kalik will do that, and he will stand 5 feet right behind Hit, ready to heal whoever needs it.
No problem. That Click does so. With that, Fiela, you are now up.
I would like to clench my fists and walk towards Kendra, having the distance, half the distance forward, and see if this works.
Traverse 30 feet towards her. She is approximately 20-25 feet away from you.
All right, I would like to have you make a dex and a strength saving throw.
So a dex and a strength.
Yes.
The dex is, when I find her saving throws here, dex is a 16.
Okay.
And the strength is 7. So
Okay. So she made the dex. It was going to be 51 damage as I shouted her, but that's half that.
Okay, so 26.
Yeah. And I'm just going to scream this guttural scream. No one messes with Het, but it's got that dragon growl underneath it.
Yep.
And she will be knocked backwards 20 feet, which is basically up against the wall. And that's it for me.
No, Mara, you would have got an attack of opportunity, but you are currently charmed, so you do not. but she is slammed against the back wall with a considerable amount of force. So I'm going to... Will also take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as she slams against the wall. She will also need to make a dex save. A con save, sorry, for the spell that she's currently holding, which does save. That would have echoed very loudly through this chamber too, guys. So
Yeah,
everyone would have heard it.
It's a thunderous shock wave of boom kind of sound.
It would have been very audible, would have shaken the debris, a little bit of debris and stuff coming down from the ceiling as Fiala cries out, well, roars out in her very dragon-like voice. Think of Skyrim. She just used her thum and cried out at this creature. With that, is that your turn, Fiala?
Yep. That's me.
Sadiq, is now your turn.
I'm gonna move across so I've got a nice line of sight. While I'm moving, I'm gonna pull out the vicious longbow
Okay, you had line of sight.
and take a shot.
Fire away, sir.
20, 30,
That hits. Damage.
9 points of damage.
1 point piercing.
And she would have just got an arcane burn on her.
Okay,
So I now know exactly where she is.
problem. Does that do any extra damage?
Only
This
if
is-
she attacks someone within 5 feet of me.
You do get a second shot. Who
Yeah.
attacks in the action, so make your second attack.
Do the second one. And I might actually activate the blazing bowstring for the second one.
Yep.
Ooh. That would be a 26.
That
Critical
definitely
hit.
hits.
12. So 20, 30 points of damage there, plus a d10 for the fire.
Holy shit. Is that a natural 20?
Which one?
Second one.
It was a critical hit.
Okay.
For the second one. So it's 30 points and 6 points of fire.
How do you want to kill her, dude? Explain her death.
The arrow just went in her head and the fire exploded it.
So, yes. Sadiq draws back
Sorry,
his
Fiala.
bowstring and speaks the magical word to ignite the blazing bowstring, lines up his shot, fires, finds the critical target, the eye socket of Kendra, shoots her with such a force that it takes her off her feet as she was getting back up, slams her back against the wall, almost pinning her to the concrete wall, and then the fire from the bow ignites, and yes, the force of the ignition explodes her head. Bits of skull fragment and brain are scattered, not unlike a gunshot up against the wall. The moment that Kendra dies, Namaris, stop typing and concentrate. You blink and have full control of your body and faculties. It was kind of disturbing to you that you did lose control. Can I finish talking?
No.
You do turn out. Well, you don't turn. You see Kendra right in front of you, as the pretty much at the point of her head floating. You wanted to say something.
I was just gonna run up and kick her.
Were you going to kick it?
In the whatever's left.
Right in the jimmies.
Right in the jimmies. Oh god.
In the jimmies.
I don't think she's got any jimmies, but okay.
I'm gonna also after that look across at Fiala and go, crap, I didn't think she was that weak.
I wanted her, yeah. Hmm.
And with that, we leave the initiative order, ladies and gentlemen. are now out of the. You have 3 bodies laying in this chamber. Several items scattered around these shelves, the tables, barrels, weapon racks with assorted basic weapons.
Till breakfast, anyone? No.
Actually, what is the time, roughly?
By the time you guys got there, you'd be mid-afternoon.
Do we want to bother looting these people, or just like leave it the way it is?
They took all of my treasure hoard, which I was going to try and find out if they still had. So maybe they have something on them.
Maybe they have some bandages.
I'm just going to search. I'm
Can
going to search the
anyone
bodies.
speak to the dead?
You're gonna start searching, just the bodies or the room itself?
Everything.
We'll make a search for the bodies firstly. Roll an investigation.
With advantage.
Advantage. Apparently someone's helping you.
25.
21.
21. With that, you search through the twins' bodies, and they are carrying no gold. Their weapons were dissipated the moment they died, so you question that weapons were magical. One of the brothers, however, has a document body, which is written in common, and it says third book from the right, second bookshelf.
What's on the mage?
On the mage, again, no money. Says no. Doesn't even have pockets. The robes. The robes look like regular robes. Don't look like anything. But there is a small key around her neck.
Take the key and go to the bookshelf that it depicted and
Go to the second bookshelf, third book from the right. You look at it. It is a red leather bound book. On the spine, it just says Eldri the White.
Wait! Hit cast detect magic.
Nothing in the room apart from what you guys are currently wearing shows a magical aura.
Okay, no magic on there. I just had to be sure. Allie, we didn't want to, we have all just been through something quite... Okay, well, it's safe.
Oh yeah. Given that I know roughly about these guys, I'm assuming, would I?
You've heard of them. You've not been in the guild that long, so you've definitely heard of the triplets. You don't know much about them personally. You know a lot. You know probably more about the actual fang than them personally.
And the trap systems and all that. Possibly cure poison if anyone's got it.
Are you poisoned, Allie?
I'm thinking I might be, as I love setting up traps.
Your poison dissipated well into the fight.
Awesome.
When you first walked in.
Awesome.
You're okay.
Okay then. So, I'll check the lever and the bookshelf for traps.
You're gonna check the bookshelf and the book itself.
Yeah.
So roll investigation.
That never works for you in the first place. Why don't you just pull the trigger and let it see?
Roll investigation, Trash.
For flavor, do I see the book? Eldri the White?
I would imagine that Alishonus would have pointed it out.
So,
investigation.
I find no traps whatever.
You roll another natural one.
Yes.
but you have inspiration, so
it's 11 all up.
11. That's not bad. I mean, a natural one's a natural one, but 11's not bad. You still don't find any traps, however.
So I pull the book.
Pull the book. As you go to pull the book, you grab it, you pull it, expecting it to come off the shelf. It does not. It rocks forward, making a very audible clunk, and the shelf that you were standing in front of swings open. About a foot.
Peer inside.
Wait, should we not talk to Leorinthia Diandogius out the back there and say, hey, it's done? Is this not what we came to do?
She'll find out about that stuff later. It's not really our concern. What she
Hey, that is fair. Just, I fear that walking into another room right now could be, worse for my health than it already is.
Yeah, well, do you want another healing pot or something? Maybe.
If you give me 10 minutes, I can give us all a bit for those who need it.
Well, I do have like greater healing.
Well, this one I can just do. It's just I need 10 minutes to do it, and it gives everyone around within sort of the 30-odd meter distance a bit of healing who needs it. So give us 10 minutes, a little bit of a prayer. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that works.
Excellent.
But
Gather
thanks
around.
Thanks to Fiela's healing, I'm at max.
Well, those of you who don't need it, it's fine.
You're welcome.
Now, everyone within 30 feet of me gets 16 more points of healing.
All those that need it, 16 points of HP. And
And
just a point of interest before we go any further, just to let you know, Het was at 2 failed death saves. Very close.
I had a feeling it was close.
Yeah, but that wasn't so good. And Het says, as he's casting the spell, he says, Maggie of the Thatch, is there no prayer for the dying? And yes, everyone gets 16 points of healing. Yay!
Okay. So with that, all gain the 16 healing, and so shelf door is now open. What's doing?
Well, would Fiola's daylight still be running?
Probably by this time it's probably dissipated, so the room is probably plunged back into darkness. There are torches that were lit when you first came in, so you are able
Well,
to
my
relight
sword's
them.
still
And
alight
your
anyway.
sword's alight. You can relight the torch.
It lasts an hour.
It was an hour, so no, it'd still be up then.
Right,
Light
so
would definitely still
we've got no issue with light at least, so we'll be able to see straight into the room through the doorway.
Yeah.
So what do we see through the doorway?
short passageway and round to the right. Got with bladder people. Chat. We're going to take a short break because Nutty needs to pee and needs coffee. So we will take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Be right back. Before I go, we're going to just shout out a few people here. Firstly and foremost, we have... Holy crap, we've got Yantu at the start of the show, aka Michelle, subbed for 12 months resub. Thank you very much, appreciate that. Night Tide raided with 23 viewers. Rock on, thank you so much for the raid, appreciate it. We then had Night Tide with Mr. Faded and Night Tide with a follow. Daddy Dragon 84 with a follow. We had an anonymous gifted tier 1 sub to Magic the Gamer. Appreciate whoever you are gifting out a sub there, and another anonymous gifted sub to Grim Realities. Again, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for those subs. We have scripted Scripsy Gaming with a follow. Folixham the follow. We have Natas, aka Satan, and if Satan, are you there? Are you in the chat, sir? Because if I'm pretty sure I know who you are, and if you are who I think you are, welcome back, my friend. Good to see you again. With a tier 1 sub also. Lady Litany with a follow also, and Your Gnome with a follow as well. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support. Love you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Good to see a whole bunch of people here hanging out with us tonight. If you're new to the channel, my name is Evldoa. I'm from New Zealand. Most of my players are New Zealand and Australian. Yanti is a Native American, but she is living in Australia. We all love D&D, and we have been playing D&D for quite some time. Nutty's sort of relatively new into it. Yanti is relatively new as well, but Trashy, Pekka, myself, and Baz are all long-time players of D&D, and here on Twitch World, you can see all of the previous episodes for both campaigns on my YouTube. So !YT in the chat will give you the link to YouTube. You can catch up everything. Do you have any tips for streaming D&D groups? Just have fun, man. Honestly, have as much fun as you can possibly have with it. Holy Jesus. 5 gifted tier 1 subs by my friend Satan, Nutty Tart, Blue Jay, Lord Crimson, Roasted Chicken, and the Drax all have been gifted subs. We get some hype in the channel, please, guys. !hype for my friend Satan. Again, if it is the Satan that I know, or, which I'm pretty sure it is, former Mixer streamer, spent a lot of time supporting me over on Mixer. I supported him. We had spent a lot of time on each other's channels. It's so good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you alive and well and kicking, as they say. I probably should put my face on while I'm doing this, hey? Nutty's going to make me a coffee. Oh, look, normal face. Ooh, it's scary. I don't need to pee, so I'm going to hang out with you guys. Again, if you got any questions, please hit us up. But as far as tips for other D&D groups, the biggest tip that I can give you guys is just have fun. Honestly, enjoy what you do, whether it's homebrew, whether it's a module. Just have fun. Evil rolls for intimidation when moving the camera. Oh, I should roll for frightening. I mean, you should probably all be scared seeing this visage in front of you. You got a 16. That would be a success, Mina. You are not frightened. The rules are guidelines. Yes. For anyone creating a homebrew or even running a module, honestly, the D&D rule set is just that. It is a guideline. It is not it's not a rule set in stone. If you wish to follow that rule set, that's completely up to you. But if you, as a group, sit around your table or in a session 0 online, and you agree on specific rules, as an example for tonight, Hit using his familiar to rummage through his pack, get a healing pot out and give it to him while he was unconscious. That is not in the rulebook. It's not something that's stated anywhere in the rulebook that can or cannot happen. So I made a decision, and that will now become a thing. I mean, I will remember that. We'll be able to do it in the future. But on the other side of things, my creatures or my monsters, the bad guys, if you will be able to do the same thing. That's the only thing that I can't stress enough from a DM's perspective is consistency. Whatever you allow your players to do, you allow your creatures to do, and vice versa. And I'm sure most DMs would agree. That's probably the most paramount rule you can follow.
I've never rolled a death save for a monster yet, though.
No, well, death saves are a little bit. Oh, you kind of did with the. We kind of did our home game on Saturday.
They were aiding you guys, though.
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah. I've done it. I've had death saves for monsters in this game. Not that you guys were probably aware of it, but there has been the occasional time where it has happened. But again, I think it just depends, really. Us Aussies are made for breaking the rules. Well, you are a bunch of criminals.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. No, kidding. But yeah, so I
Yes.
mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You play the game to enjoy yourself. At the end, should bring out a book titled "An Evil Guide to DMing." You don't want to follow my guides. I'm winging it, man. Honestly, I play this game by the seat of my pants. I don't plan a lot. I plan really basic things, and then everything else I wing 100%. All impromptu, improv. It's just
let the players
it's
do
fly
the
by the
work.
seat of your pants.
And then the players stuff you up completely.
Oh yeah, but that's the
By
great
killing
thing
another
about
character.
I don't know what he's talking about.
it. That's the part that I enjoy the most is when you guys throw something at me that I'm not prepared for, and it makes me have to think on the spot and then throw something back at you. So hence obviously the Neymar situation where you guys got together and decided that you were going to kill off Neymaris, which was a really cool thing to do. It's something I didn't expect, and then obviously me coming back later on and bringing her back, which I threw a lot of hints out in episodes prior, but a long time there I hadn't decided what I was going to do. Was I going to bring her back? Was I not going to bring her back? And it was like, man, let's bring her back, because she was essentially a key character to the story. So it was kind of not that it needed to happen, but it was a cool thing to do. I believe this fight was a little tougher than the actual boss fight you guys just recently had against Cass. I think you guys took down
you
Cass
think?
so much
You think?
easier. You probably had two of you very close to death. Yeah, definitely. Daly got
Oh,
close a
that
couple of
was.
times.
I expected to die. I thought that's it. Hit's over. Done.
Well, given the fact that if Neymaris hadn't have rolled in and done the amount of damage that she'd done to the drow that you were fighting, his next attack would have been. That was their goal. So yeah, you have no idea how extremely close you came to dying in that.
Oh, yeah. It's what it is. It's part of the game. It never. I mean, it worries me. I don't want to lose a character, but it never bothers me that much. I had plans.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we all know it's a game. If a character dies, and most of you guys have got backup plans for that that eventuality. But this far into a campaign too, it's always it's a bit of an issue.
I still had a card up my sleeve. I'm not giving it away either.
No, you hang on to that. You play that card close to your heart. I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day, like I said. We did get some bits here before. I did see your gnome, 100 biddies. Thank you very much. Dropping that in there. Appreciate it. As I said, guys, we do this every Sunday and Wednesday New Zealand Standard Time. So for those of you in the US, that's on a late Saturday, not early Sunday morning, and on a Wednesday for us, so late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning for those in the US. We do the Curse of Strahd on Wednesday, and our Homebrew campaign, which is Paradigm Bold, which is one on Sunday. As you can tell, we're at episode 55 in, so we've been doing this for over 55 sessions, or 5 sessions. This has been well over a year. We are getting close to conclusion of the story. But the Curse of Strahd has only just started. I think we're up to episode 6. Our next episode will be 7. So if you want to catch up with Strahd on Wednesday night, definitely come and see us then. That would be awesome for you to hang out with. So, with that, without any further ado and any further delay, let's return to the safe house beneath the city of Paham and find out what our heroes are going to do. So, ladies and germs, you have defeated your foes. We're out of initiative combat. You've opened a secret door behind a bookshelf and are now faced with a short passage that is lit. It has a couple of torches lit there that leads around to your right. About 15-20.
So do you guys want me to do my alley thing and just go straight in there and not worry about a single thing, or do you
I
want
was
me
going to say, I'll just hold you right out in front of me while you check for traps. That's why, if anything attacks you, you got me behind you.
Yeah, go forth, trap finder. Go.
So
Yes.
I'll look for traps along the way.
Ellie,
Roll
Ellie, wait.
investigation.
Hang on, I'm waiting.
Before you do that, what's the size of this corridor, DM?
About 15 feet long and about 10,
15 by 10.
about 20. It's just a small corridor.
Something later.
Cut off there a bit as well.
Sorry. Carry on, Ellie. I was. If it was a different area, it might work, but this won't. So.
All right.
So roll
checking for
investigation.
traps.
Don't forget to add your proficiency to your investigation roll. Exactly what.
Okay, 30 then.
Wow. You watch as Alessandros, for the first time ever, scrupulously searches the floor, the walls, ceiling, brick by brick. Well, not so much brick by brick, but inch by inch as she searches this corridor. And guess what, Alessandros? Find no trap. But you are
Alright,
you are 1,000% sure there is no traps in this corridor.
All right, carry on.
And as you get to the corner and it turns sharply to the right, which is it's another 10 or 15 foot corridor leading to a large iron door.
Check the door for traps.
Roll investigation. No worries, Michelle. Oh, you did that already. Ah, that was a while ago.
19.
19. You search the door and it's not trapped, but it does appear to be locked.
Use the key that I got off the mage.
You attempt to fit the key to the lock, and it does not fit. The lock is.
Then I shall pick the damn thing, won't I?
Roll your sleight of hand plus. Sleight of hand.
This is not going too well now. 12.
12. You struggle with this lock. It's a little more intricate than you first thought. Almost break your lockpick, but to stop yourself before. I will allow you one more attempt.
All right, here we go. I broke my lockpick.
Roll. Fine.
10. No, 10.
You didn't break your lockpick. With a 10, you just can't seem to work this lock. It's not operating.
So, can I use inspiration?
Inspiration will give you... Actually, yeah, you can use inspiration on that. So your 10, you can roll... what we say the inspiration was, a D10. Double check my inspiration rule. Pretty sure it was a D10. Yes, so you can add a D10 to your roll. Already rolled a 10. Add a D10.
It just makes it 20.
With that, with your inspiration inspired by the chat, thank you very much, chat. The lock gives up its secret. After it still takes you a little while, and it's a very intricate lock, a very specific lock. Managed to find the sweet spot, and it does give way. You hear that audible clicking sound as the lock engages.
Open the door.
As you open the door, ladies and Germanies, the door swings open inward, and you are now standing looking vast hoard of treasure, scrolls, all manner of things, painting, and
Calm down, Fiala. Calm down.
Ildri,
Calm down.
you recognize a lot of these items.
That's
Almost-
mine.
Almost instant.
That's my vase. Those bastards took my. That's my hat. That's my crown.
I bought you a lovely new crown.
Oh, it's not as lovely as yours, though, Ed. Yes. That's my ring! And I'm running over there.
So Fiala runs into the room. Fiala, you need to make a dexterity saving throw. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
She doesn't run into the room. She Scrooge McDucks through the.
I do little,
I was gonna say, does Fiala dive
snow
into
angels,
the
snow
dive into the
angels.
pile of shinies? But yes, you as you're all looking around the room, there's a small fortune. There is one chest that does stand out, though, sitting on a table one side. A very large chest with a small golden lock attached to it. Which, Alessandros, you would almost instantly recognize. Very made from this.
I want to check the traps.
Roll investigate.
22.
No trap.
You use the key on the lock.
And you open the lock, and inside you find a range of documents. Do you wish to go through them?
Of course.
As you start rifling through the documents, there are some ones that you recognize as old contracts, completed contracts that Fang have completed. You do find a document with the parent's name on it, a contract has the. You also find.
Before you
Yes,
carry on, does it have who it was completed by?
No.
Okay.
There was no names as to which assassins. They were all Fang
Just
contracts.
checking. Just checking.
You get the impression that you've got an idea of who you think might have been. Strongly believe currently dealt with those particular. Fiala would corroborate that with you. Considering that 90% of the treasure hoard once belonged to her. Going through the contracts, you then find an active contract, one that is not complete. And the name at the top of this contract is Evldoa the One.
I hand that to Evldoa. Do what you will with it.
At the what it does have on this particular contract, Evldoa, the only contract that you've gone through that does have names on it, however, this has the name of Helman and Aaron, council members, stated they had no issue. They were active. As you're rummaging through the bottom of this chest, you also find a ledger which has some information in it. As you're reading through the information, you find location of do you hand that to Yellow?
Yep.
Helman and Aaron. So Helman Gerwalt is his name, and Aaron Thiele. Helman is a dwarf. What it states in this, Helman is a dwarven cleric. Aaron Thiele is a gnomish wizard. You've been given the rough descriptions of both these characters, I believe, from Eric. It states that they have been hiding in plain sight in the city of. Elman Gewalt is posing blacksmith, the Golden Market district. It's a blacksmith that you guys have not visited, and assumed identity is one of Gregor Stouthammer. Irin Thili, you all know, goes by the name of Shazu Theron, the elven acolyte that helped you with Craven Edge recently.
So she's a gnome wizard that can change her.
Is in
To
disguise.
yep.
Well, you guys, Het and Fiello, as casters, you would know that polymorph is a thing, and there are ways to disguise self. You guys have never had any reason to suspect, never have checked for that kind of. But your Fiello, your two worst enemies have been hiding like this whole time. What you do with that information is up to you. You all know that Bond is on high alert. Things happening with the city. Attic. How you approach it. Now have the information you in order to make this contract go away.
We willingly handed Shazu that cursed sword
Mhm.
to put away.
You got the impression she definitely put it where she said she put it. That was the impression at the time.
It does come down to, at that stage, we had no idea who she really was. So it's not really our fault.
And at
Correct.
that time, that was before Ildry's reveal too. So she may not have known who.
And that could explain someone's disappearance as well.
This isn't a bad thing, though. She doesn't know. We know that she knows. We know that she. We can go and get the sword and take it back.
But we now know that she knows who I am.
She
So,
knows who you
yeah.
are, but she doesn't know that we know who she is. So knowing who you are isn't really an accountable thing, I don't think.
I know.
I know that you know nothing.
Okay, brain hurts now.
You know nothing.
But Sadiq, you could go back. I mean, maybe you're not the best choice.
Go back, get a refund.
Maybe Namaris could go and say,
Why
hey,
the
we
hell do I
have...
want to get a refund? I don't want that sword.
No, but we don't want it in the wrong hands either.
I could go back and get
We
it.
kill
I
her and
suppose.
it's not going to be in the right hands anyway.
I could freeze it in my lair and call him. Be
That's
fine.
good. Yeah. And killing her is, that's an option, but should she not stand trial for...
I'm gonna wave my hand in front of all the gold. It's not really a great option. I'm sorry to say, but
What about my gold?
it's all here. It's not in your lair, is it?
I can get people for that. I got people for that. No,
People for that. I know a guy.
I don't really want to have the courts take care of this. I'd rather take care of them ourselves.
I got no issue of going up and running a sword through her throat.
Or a dragon claw.
That too, whatever.
I've got
But,
like swags.
leave your swags out of this.
Don't get personal now.
You started it. So yeah, it's just, yeah. We're gonna have. I don't know what we're gonna have to. I dare say we're gonna have to go up to the Eld first.
Yes.
We have the element of surprise, so. And
We
we have
do.
a changeling that can disguise into anyone we want. He could be Thorfey. Yeah.
Oh, and Ellie.
Wait, what? Wait,
There-
what we do? What?
I've actually got the feeling she might have a direct connection to what happened to.
Maybe
agree.
we could follow her. She'd obviously go back to him sometime.
Ellie, the art of stealth is good with you, right? I have something I've been wanting to use for quite some time and never found the perfect moment, but let me show you. And Het walks forward, brandishing the the symbol of the Rattlehead, and he touches Ellie and says, "Your boots were made for walking." And Ellie, you are now able to spider climb for 1 hour, which means you can use your normal speed, but you can do it up the walls and over the roof.
I test that out.
This chamber's about 25 feet domed, like it's got a dome ceiling. So you go to the edge, put 1 foot on the wall, think, oh yeah, feels weird, but yep, and then you start walking up the wall, over the top of the ceiling, upside down, and over the other side, down the other side, back down.
I can do that for any one of you, if need be. I think it would be a good advantage to drop down.
For flavour, I adjust my body size to look thin and spindly, like Gollum.
Yes, Ellie's body shifts and goes back to more like her natural form, grey-skinned, featureless face, and very thin, spindly limbs, and she punches herself over and goes, "My precious."
That is
Sorry,
awesome.
that breach of copyright, Twitch.
See, now, we could approach this, either of these two, and Ellie could drop from the rafters and slit their throats. End of story.
We need the elf alive to find out if she knows anything about Thorfy.
Okay, Ellie can drop from the rafters and cut their Achilles' heels.
Well, he
Kinda
can
like
he
to
can
make
cut the
the
throat
flow.
of the dwarf. I've got no issue with that one. But the elf we may need to lock up with first.
All right. I guess it is agreed on. By the way, Namaris, when I came to in that last room before, you were standing over the corpse of that dark elven gentleman. I assume you put him down, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's right. Too bloody right. People don't do that to my friends and get away with it.
That is good. I was also happy that they didn't get away with it, because it could have gone much worse for all of us. And I appreciate the heals from all round. Well done.
Yes.
So, with that, those doing have a vast treasure hoard. There is gems, gold coin, painting, barber, crowns, vast number of items. Ildri, you would be able to spend, probably if you wished, you would probably be able to transport most of this back to your day or two. I would imagine that with the ability, your druidic knowledge, ability to restride, you with the strength of a dragon would be able to move. It would take probably 2 or 3 days, okay, all up. Move it back to you. We won't RP it, we won't go through all that stuff, but we'll say that you have that ability. Are you going to give some of this gold friends?
Ooh, look at the look there.
Well, it's your. I mean, it's not all yours.
No,
The bulk
mine.
of it is yours. But there is obviously other stuff that has been amassed here at the top.
You said 90% was mine, so they
90,
kept
yeah.
10%. So I slowly count out little stacks for each of them.
They can have 10% of 10% each.
We will work that out.
Plus my
roughly,
10%, my
yeah.
fee. Yeah.
If that's the case, you work roughly on the 10%. You segregate 15,000 gold pieces and 10,000 gold pieces worth of able to offer.
Oh, I have a choice of how much of that to offer.
Well, that's roughly 10%. of what. That's not including the paintings, rest is one gem.
Is that split 5 ways or?
It's 25k total with stuff.
I'll give them each their share. I'll be nice, but I pout a little bit.
So with that, you each receive 2,500 gold and 2,500 gold worth of.
Right. Okay.
So in your notes, just put down 2,500 GP worth of a sword. That'll be diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and such. All of those later on. 500 gold.
Can I keep all this in the Bank of Euldry?
And if you wish, if you want to store it at the lair, you can.
I charge 20% interest, but you are more than welcome. Rates.
You can
Yeah,
keep
I'll
that
do
at
the
the
same.
lair if you wish, if you think that's a safer place for gold, which is probably correct.
At the present moment, it's like I can't really do anything with it. But at a later date, I've got stuff I can do. So yeah, I'll put it in the Bank of Euldry.
I do the same.
So with that then, what we will say that you guys are going to do in this interim is you're going to aid Ildry in retrieving her property and move this treasure from the hidden lair to Ildry's lair. Pick up with the group back at Ildry's lair. The board returns.
Just before all that happened, I'd like to go talk to the centre to deliver a message to.
Garrett.
That's it.
We'll say that happens.
After we take all the money, then we'll go talk to her.
After it's done.
After 3 days of moving all this crap.
I'm pretty sure she'd notice after that you were doing that, because you kind of that's the only way in, kind of thing. So you have to probably go talk to her anyway. So
Talk to her
Alison,
first,
you
send her-
go back
talk
to
to-
the door
Yes.
and open the door and poke your head out, and she's gone.
Okay.
Her mechanical construct is all everything.
No, go back in and close the door. Okay, we're good to go, people. Let's go.
But you do have the ability to contact Eric. Role of sending. Contact him. Job was.
Yeah, so once we rob them blind,
It's not robbing, it's taking back what I have.
plus interest.
Plus the finder's fee. Plus the...
Just as a note, Hit doesn't bank with the Bank of Euldry. Hit banks
I think he's already got it. Never mind.
over the 3 days. Hit banks with the bank of a bank.
Bank of a bank. So, I mean, you haven't hid back to any kind of civilization at this point. So any gold that and gems that you carried, you'd either have to carry on your person, which would be extremely.
Oh, geez, that'll be heavy.
Or you would
Oh,
have
Bank of Euldry it is.
have to maybe use the bag of holding in the meantime until you got back to civilization.
Noted.
Do you trust your rogue with all that money and gems?
No, I'm definitely taking some and leaving the rest in Fiela's cave.
Just mark down what you're going to take for you personally, and then just put a note that the rest is goes lair. So after that 3 days, we'll pick up back at Fiela's lair, where you have all sort of come together to discuss further plans. What is your next action? During this time, or at this time, does anyone contact Garrick?
Once we've done the last trip, I'll say then.
And what
Because
do you say to him?
task complete, and that's it.
Yep, just task complete.
Yep.
Then after about
and after that, and after that, I write, and all debts paid.
You get a message back, a piece of parchment seriously appears in your hands after about 25 minutes, half an hour. You're sort of walking around the lair, walking and talking, and a piece of parchment just appears in your hand with writing on it. You read it, and it says, noted, will make steps to order the guild. My thanks. And that's it. So guys, you are currently at Evldoa. What is your next?
Resting.
Well, after 3 days of
you would have had
gold
rest.
shit
You would have
around,
had rest. So I will give you. You all got a long rest, so you will be at max HP. Your ability to cast spells will be. You essentially would have skipped forward 3 days, so definitely would have.
Excellent.
Allie, what kind of... Can you disguise yourself as someone working in the Arcanus? Kind of close to Shazoo?
Did you say anus?
I can pretty much take the form of anyone.
Oh, be me. We've done this before, I know it.
So to satisfy Het's curiosity, I turn into him.
Slightly shorter version.
Yes.
Only adjust your height so much. But it's slightly shorter version of Het, but it is almost an exact copy.
Now,
right down to the voice.
Now run outside, because we're at Yuldra's lair, right? Run outside and jump off the cliff and grow wings and then fly around.
No, I can't do that one.
Okie dokie. Neither can Het.
That would have been funny if you did. So with that, you are currently it's looking at himself. Kind of creepy, but kind of cool. So Fiala, you see two hits standing in front of you right now.
This is amazing. It feels like I'm...
It's great.
Feels like I've been running with the devil. So good.
So much eye candy in this room right now. I'm loving it.
Do you have the same birthmark as me?
Yes, he does.
Even though he hasn't seen under my clothes?
Yeah, true. I wouldn't know.
Actually, yeah, no, you wouldn't. You have to have seen it replicate.
That's fine. I don't have a birthmark anyway.
Fiala turns into a black and white husky.
It's amazing.
Just turning into stuff.
Okay, so now that we've got this out of the way, what were we talking about?
Well, we want to talk to the wizard, but we also want to get rid of the blacksmith. I would like suggest that it need to be done at the same time or roughly the same time.
What? Kill one and capture the other.
Yeah. Because if
At the
either
same-
one get wind of it, they could run. Yes, Namaris.
I don't mind going to capture the blacksmith.
We don't want to capture the blacksmith. We want to kill the blacksmith.
We could capture both of them and kill them later on.
You could disguise yourself as one of them to go and talk to the other one and lead them to us.
I like that
That's-
idea.
That's assuming that they actually like talk to each other.
Well,
Well,
if
they-
Yildred just showed herself, then they probably need to talk.
Yeah, I could probably take on the persona of the blacksmith, just study him for a day, just stand in the shadows and watch what he does and all that. I can work out his mannerisms and all that.
Numbers. If you're adopting of people's mannerisms is anything like your
Hey.
ability, not really sure about that. I'm more liking the idea of we go after the elf and we send Corum's people after the dwarf,
I like that idea.
because that
I was going to
way.
suggest that from the beginning, but hey,
These people
Well,
killed my baby and my life mate, ruined my entire existence. I don't like
Yeah,
sending other people.
exactly. So there's some pretty heavy hitters, and I don't think we should be splitting up to capture them both. I think we have to go after one all together and get somebody else or another group to get the other one. Even Baz, or not Baz. What's his face?
Aslan and Bash.
Aslan. Get Aslan's
Bash.
group after the other guys.
They've got the ability to contact them.
Yildred, these people, they did the worst thing possible to you. Maybe do we give Yildred the choice of who we hit first?
That's what I'm going with, but I'm thinking that it needs to be like, I like Ellie's idea of it has to be at the exact same time, but we can't be in two places at the same time. And I got to kill my husky. I'll be back.
No, I want to be the last thing they see. That's the only problem.
Then
We get Bash and Az to capture the other one, Ellie.
we get them to capture them, and I'm pretty sure that they'll be more than willing to hold them for whatever reason we want.
DM, is there a top name or a lead name on the contract of who was the? You know what I'm trying to say?
Who is going to be executing the contract?
Yeah, above Helmer. Which one was probably?
Helman was the first name on the contract. From the way the contract is written, you get the impression that Helman was the one that approached the Fang by the contract. But both their names are there. Helman's is first and Aaron's is second. But there's no real indication if on above that. From what you guys remember, you guys had discussion with Thorfey, you had discussion with Chris about it. Thorfey was pretty much told you that certain members of the council that were 100% starting of Dragon War. Helman, Forum did tell you that Helman was at a boat bind closest to the initiative. And he was also the head, the leader of the vote for order against dragons, and was turned down by the council, voted against that initiative. Then certain things happened that changed.
So I'm going to say that we go after Hellman. But we also need information from them about Thorfey. I don't want to lose our link.
Well, I reckon the wizard would have the information.
Possibly.
I don't mind beating it out of her.
All right.
That means that I find my dad. I'll do whatever I have to.
So are you okay with Bash Nazaline capturing one and we go after Hellman?
Which one was Hellman? Hellman's the dwarf, right?
Guys, blacksmith.
Yeah, look, if that's the way you want to go, that's the way. I'm happy to, as long as we're able to organise it so it happens at the exact same time. I don't know if we need to maybe read Heart into it as well, because it's a possibility that the guard might get in the way.
Yeah, have Heart keep the guard away.
But do we get in contact with Coram and get him to tell Heart to stay away from those two, anything that happens in those two areas at that time?
Namaris, you know Breton Hart probably the best. Maybe that is something you could speak with him about before it happens.
I can go and do that for you if you like.
I got the. So this is the thing. I'm worried about if we need the guard to still be doing their job, but not interfere with us doing what we need to do. And since a lot of the guard are still new, we don't know if they're inadvertently working with the people that we're trying to capture. So do we just leave him out of it altogether and deal with the guard if need be?
I have the perfect idea. Hit uses prestidigitation to
freeze.
That's really good at. You just
That's
like
right.
ice.
Awesome.
Now repeat.
Hit uses prestidigitation to change Sadiq's upper armor bright pink. And he says, we all go in with bright pink, and the guards are told, let the people in bright pink do their shit. Leave the bright pink ones alone. Just carry on about your job, but leave. See, I mean, look how bright Sadiq is.
Hit.
Yes.
Change it back.
I quite like it. And he does Ali and Namaris as well. He can do 3 at once. I have got, and Ali, you have the same prestidigitation. You can do the rest. You can make us all pink.
Shall I just bring to your attention that I'm literally wearing like bustier, and that's about it?
That's okay. You have a pink bustier.
I've got a pink bra on. Thanks, Het.
Now all of you have pink bits. It is wonderful.
Pink bits.
The guards will know who you are. We'll say, Namaris, you will go to Breton Hart. You will say, do not ever, don't get in the way of the people with the pink bits. Just do your job and let them do their thing.
Oh wow.
Why can't we just wear all black? I liked my armor the color it was, Ed.
It's. I mean, it won't stay that way. I can turn it off, of course, but I mean, black. The guards will probably not even see us.
Does bring out your eyes, Sadiq. It's a lovely green skin with it.
Oh,
How does pink bring out my yellow eyes?
Pink and yellow. You look like a spring grove. Like a druid's blessing. I
He
can
does.
kill you.
I think it works. You should do your nails too.
We have nail polish
we
still.
have no knowledge.
You don't have no
We
polish,
whip it
Namaris,
out.
You went there.
I don't know
I
about
whip it
that.
out. I saved it.
That was an Ari, not you.
Sadiq, you don't look so in with this. Is it too much?
Yella moves closer.
Yeah. Just remember, I've got a sword that hurts you more now.
All right.
Make an
Like-
intimidation roll, Sadiq.
Hit drops
As he
the-
brandishes the dragon sword towards you, Taylor.
15.
15. Roll. Tiara, roll a d20 for.
I also got a 15.
Yeah.
Hit
But-
steps in front and
Can I do something back, maybe?
Well, with a 15, I mean you're not scared, but you know that he's relatively serious. He doesn't really want you to touch him at all. But you're not like frightened or intimidated by him. But you know he's not messing around.
Hit steps in front, pulls out the grey skull, and he opens its jaw and basically he mimics with the mouth and says, "Prestidigitation is off now, Sadiq. You are not pink anymore. So sorry."
And all you see is the skull sort of open and close. The teeth sort of clattering together.
I was just having some fun. It's okay.
Look, I like the idea of changing our armor color to something and saying that, stay away from, just not pink.
It was.
Doesn't
Yeah.
go well with green. I'm sorry, like
It
actually
does.
ash.
Or my
Passion.
hair. My hair.
Are you?
Grassy
Are-
meadows with
My
the pink
orange
spring
hair.
flowers.
I need to talk microphone. Doing better.
All right.
It sounds
I
better.
had pink's not flattering. Do peach instead.
Oh, that's
Green.
better.
Green it is.
A mushroom color would be good. Or
But you
yellow,
need to
like
move your
Right.
egg yolk.
microphone on the other
Gray? You want to do it, that you might as well say, leave anyone in armor alone.
side.
That would be half the bloody city.
The blacksmith has a lot of armor. Sadiq.
Hey, you say grey. I'm good with grey. You look like
not
maybe-
great. The peach would work. Peach,
Oh
yellow,
my-
something around that area. I don't know. It's all the same to me. But pink looks disgusting. I'm sorry, it's just wrong. It shouldn't
okay.
be on
That's
armor.
yeah. All right. I thought you said grey. That was all.
Look, we could
City.
do it red like the color of the blood of our enemies or something like that. But
You care more about your cosmetic look than any woman I've ever met, Sadiq. Calm down.
Hit continuously cast prestidigitation to change Sadiq's armor every couple of seconds to 50
Sure.
shades of grey.
So I
It's a
look at
rainbow.
Sadiq and I'm like, were you once?
Now I have an armor that's 50 shades of grey.
I just don't understand.
Good, Sadiq. You're ready for the brothels now.
I'm ready for Kostas to come and kill me now.
And back to pink with sparks all behind. Hey, look, it's Sadiq, Queen of the Desert.
You're now sparkling in bright pink armor.
Twinkling like Cass in the moonlight.
It really is just fun, Sadiq. Nonetheless, back to the task at hand. Yeah, we can do any color, it doesn't matter. But I guess should we do this in the dead of night? Should be a daytime thing.
Well, if Allie is going to try to shapeshift, I guess it's up to Allie, really.
Didn't you guys agree that you were going to get Bash and Aslan to grab one and grab the other?
Yeah.
Bash still has that earring of sending. We could send
Got
a
to get
message.
relatively close for that. But,
Yeah, it's questionable.
I believe role that Garrett gave you got charge on it.
Yeah, I think that would probably be our best way to get them. Look, even if I know they're meant to be coming to Valonde eventually, so them showing up a little bit early wouldn't be seen out of, they're just getting prepared. So, yeah, I think we just say we need Bash and a decent sized group. Well, not a huge amount, but like the vanguard of his army to show up early.
I don't know if this helps, but I can also prepare scrying since we took a long rest. If that would help us
Would
spy.
have opponents for it.
Yeah.
Ellis or something with.
And holy water. We can do that.
We can.
We've got all those components. So what? We're going to scry where Aslan and that are so that we can send them a
Well,
message? Or
I was just saying they
what's
create
scrying do?
the possibilities are endless. Like, I mean, Thorfey hasn't been able to be scryed upon, so I don't think we should waste it on that. But maybe scrying on the people we're after, just to make sure they don't run off.
But
something.
at the same time, they might have something. Well, since they're in Valonde and they've put up a shield around Valonde to stop people from being
That's
able
I
to scry,
just know that they're
so
stop
that's
that
not
very
going to. It's not going to really work on them. And at the same time, they might have some type of
it. And Fiala, roll a
thing.
Arcana check.
Arcana. Ooh. That's not good. It's a 3.
14.
You would know for dealings with arcane and miracle magic. Wards around the city would stop those from outside of the city scrying in. Once you were in the city, however, be able to scry on some city. Scrying out.
Yeah, so we just bring the money, the chalice, the gold's worth of whatever you need, Mildred, into the city, and then scry.
True.
Are they able to detect you scrying them, though?
Well, I was thinking
Mm.
maybe if Namaris helps me scry on Thorfinn, maybe Thorfinn would see that his daughter's looking for him.
You would know as someone who can cast a scrying spell that a high-end magic user would possibly be able to detect what's happening. But the only spell that would detect a scrying spell would be, I think, it can be detected, but only if they realize that it's happening. They do make a save when you grant them to notice. There is a risk. So you guys that are magic users know that magic is always a risk.
Look, I like the idea of putting physical eyes on them. Like they're not aware of the fact that their cover is blown. So I don't think we really need to scry on them. I think it's more of we just set everything up and then.
Don't forget you guys have the thing right now.
Yeah, there you go.
I probably shouldn't tell you that, Jamie.
We do have options. Like we could use City Guard, the new and improved Thieves Guild as lens through
with the Thieves Guild, we could always get the Thieves Guild to kidnap those two.
Or just keep an eye on them so that we know where they are when we actually decide to go.
But having the Thieves Guild kidnap them, that means they'd be in one location for us to do whatever with.
Oh, so just bring them straight to us and then we...
Yeah.
We could go with that option. That'd be easier. Just bring them to a location and do what we need to do to them.
Doesn't have to be in the city. It could be.
Alessandro, roll a history check.
Where'd it go? There it is.
Both of their heads off at once.
I don't know much about nothing. 8.
Oh, 8. You know enough that there is a relatively disused portion of the Thieves Guild on. Perfect.
Well, they do have the chapter that was in Valonde. Like, we know how to get there. So that's a great spot for them to bring the people that we want them to capture. I'm kind of liking that idea.
Yes, Heads agrees that it's an excellent idea. It means Mildred can then face two foes in the one place, and they can fear, quiver,
Can a dragon
bend on the
fits?
knee.
Don't think so.
I remember
in
that,
the
that
main
meeting room was
in the
pretty
main
big.
chamber, you Alessandro and Sadiq, the main chamber was approximately 30-foot dome thing. about 80 to 90 feet round. Yeah, it would fit. You'd have to bend down somewhat, but you would fit in dragon form. The room you were just in is not dissimilar. One that you just get the feeling that they use a similar sort of layout to most of their locations. You would have been able to train dragon form. Alright.
DM question.
Talk to your microphone.
How long have we got before? Because I know when we left, you said there was about 30 odd days before. No, okay, it was 90. That's right. I was having a bit of a panic then.
These well, you're down to about 83 days. Still got a good couple of 2.5 months or so before. You've got time. Still, you are definitely on time constraint, so we'll pay to take note of that. Actually, no, down to 1 day. 3 days you took.
All right. I'm ready for action.
I think that's it. I think Ali actually just came up with a really good plan.
Agreed.
Alessandra, you're
It's like-
growing.
2 things in 1 week, right, Gildry?
She's becoming a woman. I'm so proud.
Yeah. Oh, do we need to change the bed sheets?
Wow. So, have you come to conclusion plan how you're going to
Employ the Thieves Guild to kidnap the 2 in question and bring them to the hidden Thieves Den under the city.
So you need to contact Garrick and have a way of doing that. Charge left parchment. We can wait till you.
I'll think when we get to the city, I'll send him a. Actually, I'm going to send him a thing. I was saying we need to meet in Valonde. We've got a mission for you.
That's all you say?
I would have done a little bit more detail.
Roughly 25 words. So.
Okay.
Well, I'd rather talk to him in person than do it on this.
Sounds good.
Yes, never text a breakup.
Yeah.
So you just send the basic message, need to meet in the city. Do you give him a time frame when you're going to be returning?
Well, I think we're going to use your tree to get back, so it'll probably be a day.
From where
from
you are,
today.
you're in the north now at Evldoa, so yeah, it'll be a day's travel. It'd be basically a 4 or 5 hour travel. It'll be a single travel from.
Tomorrow night in the meeting zone of the guild house, or what? No, wherever
At the Thieves' Den.
at the thieves' den.
Okay. After about 15 or 20 minutes, you get a reply saying, very cryptic, but I will be midnight.
Right, good. And then I tell everyone you'll be there midnight, whenever. Tomorrow. Listen,
It's up to you.
tomorrow midnight or tonight midnight. So either way.
Well, at the moment,
midnight.
you on the 3rd day that you're probably, with all the time you spent discussing and dealing with the money situation, you're probably now getting into the latter portion of the day. So it's up to you with that. All right. Okay, so I would imagine you would hold him. It'll be on the day that you return. Valonde. So if you decide to return to Valonde this day session, then it'll be that evening. So it'll be.
And we're going to do what Yanti just said.
Yes, before we leave, I'm going to grab the necklace and this earring of sending off Inari's very frozen husk.
You will have to roll an investigation to find her body. It's been some time since you left the mountainous
Wait.
region. There has been heavy snow.
Gildry.
And I only have a rough idea.
You've got a
where
rough
she
idea
is
where
now.
everybody is,
Yeah.
but there has been heavy snow.
Wait, Yildri, before you go, let me sing you a song. One shot at glory in the crossfire overhead. That's bardic inspiration. Add a d6 to the next thing you want to add it to.
Roll your check with a d6. So Eldri, if you were to transform to go try and find her, you'd have to wait till the next day before you're able to.
Okay. That's a 13.
13. You do find her eventually, but it does take you some time. It takes you 2 or 3 hours scouring the side. Eventually do come across frozen, broken body. Very much preserved in the frozen state, but I dare say you're not careful in moving hearing at all, and probably remember with it. It's solid frozen, so you do retrieve it, and I said you've transferred today. You are unable to take on your. So you spend the evening in Eldridge Lair, and I would imagine you return to.
Yes.
The city know who you are now, and as Ildri, as you guys approach the city in your dragon form carrying your passengers, you are greeted with a few cheers from the guard atop the tower and fly overhead. Probably not enough room to land. Oh no, there would be in the training grounds. Just enough room for you to land in the training grounds at the rear of the guild. It's a little tight. It takes a little bit to.
Well, the fact that she actually transformed and took off from there.
It's very tight though.
Okay.
It's not something that is easily done, but it does. You've done it before, but you do have to be very careful. So you guys are now back in the city of Valonde at the guild house. By this time, it's probably about lunchtime, taking about 4.5 hours. And you enter the guild house, and there's a few guildies milling around. They're not really doing it. It looks like they're sitting there talking to Lyle, and from what you can overhear as you enter the room, as they give you a sort of wave and a nod, it sounds like they're planning and helping with planning. But the guild is pulling all guildies back to Bond to join in. And that is pretty much we will call it tonight, guys. We're about 10 minutes out from the end, but it's a good place to call tonight's session. Again, everyone, well done on your combat. Now do XP for. So for our combat tonight, you guys will get 4,880 XP each. Round up to 5k.
Nice.
Round it up to 5k. Make it 5k with the roleplay and everything else. 5k. So 5k each for that particular session tonight, guys. Chat, I would like to thank everyone again for joining us this evening. But before we do finish up, we have got a bit of time. So, firstly and foremost, I will move DM. Go back to this horrible guy's face. I want everyone to see you sitting there. Everyone, have a look at Nutty's back. It's a very interesting back. The back of her head, and
I don't understand why she's watching YouTube at the present moment, though.
I know she's watching porn.
No, I see on your on your screen porn.
So you're seeing, are you watching yourself? That's pretty gross. With that, we'll go around, do the usual. We will go around our players and an outstanding moment, whether it be a battle moment or a RP moment. Things like that. Namaris, aka Nutty Tart, a moment from you.
My mind has gone blank.
Don't know, nothing stood out for you.
Oh, lots stood out for me. It's just my mind has gone completely and utterly blank. Come back to me.
Okay. Hit. Bad.
Definitely, probably for me, it was Namaris's cracking hits on the Dark Elf. 20 and then a 20, a double natural 20s. That's just two massive hits you don't see so often.
Definitely. The double crit certainly made a large dent in that person. Anything else in particular, or just that one moment for you?
That and not really part of the game, such just Yanti's face when they mentioned the gold sharing.
That was well done. Hit.
But that's it.
Hit. Picker, aka Sadiq.
We were having that whole discussion, and then Ali, Trashman comes out with that brilliant idea of, why don't we just hire the guild?
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah! Why didn't we just think of
Well,
that?
I mean, I was sitting there the whole time. I was sitting there thinking, well, you guys just basically liberated the largest pack of thieves and assassins and kidnappers in the land. Utilize them, for Christ's sakes. I mean, that's what they're there for.
I would never have thought of that.
Nutty's remembered something.
Sadiq turning around and saying, "Oh God, I wish Kosis would just kill me now."
Yes, that kind of works too. Michelle, okay, Yanti / Fiala, injury, whatever.
Yeah, I like the use of collect to give a healing potion to Hit. That was really clever.
That
I
was
like
one
that
thing
one.
that stood out for me. Something I mean, I won a warlock in our game, and I use it for the stuff for scouting and stuff like that, and I haven't even considered using it for that. That was actually
Killick being an imp with arms and legs,
definitely helps.
proper digits makes it a bit easier. I guess depends on your pet as well.
Yeah. Corum, my character that's in Baz's campaign is Corum, believe it or not, tends to use bats, eagle, he has used a spider, scorpion at one point, certain things. Trashy, aka Alessandros.
Fiala's sunlight spell for making the battle easier.
It certainly did. They were formidable opponents. I noticed last week in the chat, someone, I think it was Roast Chicken, asked whether they were Gloomstalkers. Similar ability to the Gloomstalker with the Shadow Step, but as I've said previously in previous episodes, I don't use the typical stat blocks for any of the main characters that you fight against. I do ad-lib and make some alterations to them, but essentially they were using the Drow abilities, which they do have. Drow have Shadow, but it was a different version of my own. Enabled them to often. But the creature, the woman, was a Drow Archmage. Had the ability to shapeshift, cast magic. But yeah, their damage was nasty. Both of them were using shadow swords or shadow weapons. Had necrotic poison damage on.
Yeah, man, I tried to stay at the back, and that helped me not a lot.
Yeah, I was using, and the thing is, I wasn't rolling for the damage. I was using the average damage for that too. So it could have been a whole lot worse if I was rolling for damage a lot higher. But even that, a standard hit was 50.
Yeah, massive. That's more
Massive.
than my life.
Exactly.
Oh, no, I got 63, but mostly.
Yeah. I mean, two. If they'd hit you with both attacks, you would have done that. You were lucky to be hit with just one attack each time. They managed on you.
If I hadn't gone down, I was going to misty step out of there. But Jesus.
But yeah, so for me, again, several moments from everyone. I mean, the combat itself was top notch. I mean, use of the different spells, the sunlight spell, again, Fiala's stag. That stag has been a savior for you guys for so many fights.
Yeah.
Have that ability to walk into the aura of this thing, heal, even just a small heal, it can make a difference. Life and death a lot of the times. I think it's a really good idea. And obviously the sunlight spell, gate the use of the shadows from the enemies was the top thing to do, and if it wasn't done, then the fight would have turned out way without a shadow of a doubt. These guys would have ripped you apart. Definitely a much harder fight than the Cass fight, I feel. I think Cass was I probably made Cass a little light. But I think I made up for it with this fight. So it was definitely a bit more of a harsher battle for you guys. Bloom Stalkers are dangerous.
It was 1-on-1 with Cass,
Yeah,
not with him, but it was actually the party was split.
Yeah, you had three. It was 3 versus 5.
3.
Here, so, and once, I mean, again, if Kendra had gearing up to use Crown of Madness, if she a little earlier, it would have been a 4-on-4. One of you would party, and those in Namaris been the. So she had considered.
Right, so I would have smushed my family.
Yeah, but again, it comes down to that whole intelligence levels. She was looking at it going, okay, while Sadiq was definitely stronger, he's a lot more capable. Notice that you, at your top, Nomara, so that's why she targeted you. So again, is using the intelligence of fight the battles and make sure that they intelligent battle. And like I said, with it going down, if Sadiq hadn't done the amount of damage that he had done in that particular attack, that Drow would have attacked Sadiq on the ground and eliminate him. As you guys noticed, they went straight after you straight away. They knew the healers and the rest of the party struggles. So again, it's that whole intelligence. But chat, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us again tonight. Just to go over some of our notable shout-outs tonight. Yanti with 12-month resub, of course, Michelle. Night Tide with the raid at the start of the show. Thank you very, very much for that. Again, very much appreciated. The followers, Mr. Faded, Night Tide, Daddy Dragon. Then our 2 anonymous gifted subs to Grim Realities and Magic the Gamer. Then we had the Satan dropping 5 gifted subs as well, and the goodies from home. You guys are awesome. So has anyone else got anything to say before we choose someone to raid? Yes, no?
Just happy for the level up.
Did you level up?
Yeah.
Yep,
Awesome.
made it to 12.
Welcome. So, unfortunately, Namaris is a little bit behind. We may look at milestoning that. Not quite yet. So level 12. Might as well roll your HPs before you go if you want to do that before we start.
Yep, I just done it.
What did you roll?
I got 4.
Got 4. Nice. Anyone else want to do your HP?
Just so you know.
Well, you don't have to do it, buddy. While these guys are rolling HP, just to reiterate, guys, again, Blue Jay used it tonight, your channel points. The gold coin underneath your chat bar. If you click on it, you'll see a selection of things that you can do with your channel points. You can give a player or DM luck. You can give the players or DM inspiration. Guide our raid. If you've got someone you want to raid, click that and guide our raid. You can also spend channel points to create an NPC in the Homebrew campaign only, not in the Curse of Strahd module. But if you want to create an NPC, Leon Dogus or Renthia was the latest one, which Baz created. Centaur Artificer character, gave me the name, the race, and the class, and then I introduced that character as an NPC game. Whether the NPC is an ongoing NPC is just determined by the story. So Leon just may make another appearance as part of the Fang, potentially or not, as other characters as well. Had a goblin which was found dead, unfortunately, and I think one previous to that was Alatar Sadiq suggestion, which was a cleric way back during the killing of Lemars. Part of the envoy from Valonde Take. So with that, we're going to find someone to raid. Look, see here.
I take it I roll a 1d8 for hit points.
Whatever your hit dice is, it should tell you.
Yeah, 1d8.
Yep. So just roll a d8.
I got 1.
Got a 1. Re-roll it, Trey. You get another 1.
No, got 2.
Hey, yes, take the 2.
Better than 1.
Better than 1. So just add that to the rolled HP that's already in your rolled HP. So we've got Dreaded GM, who is up there on 30 odd viewers. We've got Painted Filth again. I think we'll try and find someone friendly here. Something I didn't really playing. Helen's rating F. Preview. Setting up for it. Now I think we'll rate Dreaded GM. I like him. He's a cool him and players are really cool. Don't forget, guys, we'll be back on Wednesday night. Curse of Strahd, the next episode of Curse of Strahd. Again, if you wish to catch up with previous episodes of the show, check out the VODs on YouTube. I was a little late with the Paradigm YouTube, but it's there. Definitely go check it out. Curse of Strahd is already up, so waiting for you. So again, just a couple of noticeable shout-outs. Satan, aka Natas666, with a gifted subs tonight. Thank you very much, dude. Good to see you alive and well, my friend, and good to see you back in the channel. Your gnome for the bits, and everyone else for the follows and the subs, and that. You guys are awesome. Love your faces. Good to see you all back in the channel. We hope to see you here on Wednesday night for some Curse of Strahd. Don't forget to check out Lost Chapters as well. They do 2 or 3 campaigns over there on their channel. Definitely go check them. Long time chapters. Also, too, mods. Nutty Tart, can you shout out Yanti for me? Yanti is a streamer. Also, she is looking at doing some D&D at some point. I know she's doing gaming lately. She's working towards her affiliateship. So make sure you go check her out and drop her the follow. She needs 50 follows to get qualified for affiliate. So make sure if you haven't followed her channel, please do. Go check it out. Help her get that affiliate.
And we'll be doing their one-shots here soon.
Yes, we will be doing all sorts of things. At the end of this campaign, Yanti is going to be DMing a one-shot for it.
Just a question with
Yes.
the one shot. So, can we use it under the one shot under your account?
It'll be under. It'll be
the
Fiola's. It'll be Fiola's.
The reason why I say that you have more content. That's all.
That is not how it works, Trashy. Unfortunately, Fiola's the
Hey, I
DM.
can always try.
She will be creating the campaign on her D&D Beyond, and we'll be using her content. So we'll be limited to the content that she has available. I believe that we are allowed to use homebrew content within reason. So if you've got something you want to do, you can always create it as a homebrew thing. Go from there.
You probably find it on D&D Beyond as a homebrew anyway.
Definitely. There's
Kiss
a lot
rule
of home,
supply.
there's a
Keep it
lot of
simple.
homebrew
Yeah.
stuff on there. So
I'll,
definitely search it
I'll,
up.
when I was looking for the artificer, the amount of artificers I found on there, it was actually hard to find the core rule, the
I
proper
know,
artificer
there's
rules
so
for
much
it.
homebrew content available. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are things you have to discuss with Yanti. She's going to be the DM, so that's up to her. We will be streaming that on this channel and on Yanti's channel. So I said we're going to get through this campaign first. We are going to take, when we get to the end of this campaign, when we get to the last episode, there will be a epilogue episode after that. The following week, we will be discuss where I'll be reading off what happened to the realms in the aftermath, and we will be the players will be letting everyone know what their characters did in the months after the event, and where they ended up, and we're discussing all that off camera. And then we'll be doing probably 1 or 2 just chatting sessions with myself and the cast, just talking about different things that happened throughout the campaign, favourite moments, and why their characters did specific things and all that sort of stuff. If that want to that as well, so all that'll be announced at the end. So we've still got a little while to go. I imagine we've got roughly 2.5 months in game time before the major event occurs. We could have another 10 or 15 sessions. I don't know. But it is definitely coming to the climax. But in saying that, we must go. We've got people that need to go to work in the morning, and we will see you all on Wednesday night for more D&D. Keep an eye on the Twitter and the Discord as well. I may do the occasional gaming stream throughout the week, which I might be doing some WoW or some Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever is sort of available, what I'm interested in playing at the time. But just keep an eye on the Discord and on Twitter, because I'll announce it there. Until then, everyone take care, and we will see you on Wednesday.